Why does it seem like some people just can't hear the truth? You can speak it so authentically and it's from so many different angles, and yet you're met with confusion, blank stares, or even hostility. There is this veil placed upon people made up of beliefs, fears, the ego, and the illusion of separation. So until that veil has been lifted at least once through a direct experience, the words, the truth, will fall flat. This common confusion also appears in the idea in which you can help anyone, especially after one has this direct experience. A feeling of unconditional love and immense healing. You would want everyone else to experience a glimpse of that. Spiritual ego will come into play, and you will try to communicate the truth. But for one who has not experienced a similar event, it will go through one ear and out the other, no matter how you explain it and the infinite angles you approach it from. This can be understood from the idea of the mirror effect, as we are all one experiencing itself. When you become truly authentic in expression, you become like a mirror, in which people will only see their own state of consciousness upon you, as you only see your own state of consciousness around you. This is why Buddha said, "As soon as I became enlightened, the world became enlightened." It is like this. If I tell you or a group of people to imagine an object in your head, let's say a bed, we will all have different visualizations of what the bed is. Some might think of their own bed, or a bed from their memory, or whatever. You can see this is because we are only able to see our perspective. This is why in many traditions, they call the physical world Maya, or the illusion. Not multiple illusions, just one. And it's because when you're playing in this physical reality, you will only be in the halls of mirrors. So it is to become self-realized, to spiritually evolve, is to learn the trick. Become the clearest mirror of the truth by learning to tiptoe behind the mirrors. This concept is taught in many various ways by many enlightened beings. Jesus said in Matthew 11:15, "Whoever has the ears to hear, let them hear." Rumi, a Sufi mystic, warned, "No man can get to God until he becomes a heretic." Carl Jung observed intellectualism is a common cover-up for fear of direct experience. And Plato reminds us, no one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. And Shankara, in the crescent jewel of discrimination, declared, "Man cannot understand scripture until he is enlightened, and when he is enlightened, he has no need to read scripture." As this veil is the mind's defense mechanism, as it wants to stay in control for survival, and the realization of the truth will stop him from control. As when the mind is no longer controlled, you are no longer being controlled by primitive survival instincts. As to maintain the identity that you are the mind and the body, that you are separate from everything, is the greatest illusion placed upon by the mind. We can see this concept was one of the biggest issues seen in the hippie revolution of the 1960s. As they thought about speaking about the truth, it would awaken the world, rather than becoming embodied. When many hippies were faced against oppositions, they often ran in fear, while an embodied being knows and stands for the truth. There's a story of a monk slayer traveling from monasteries to monasteries, pillaging and killing monks. When one such monastery got word that the slayer was headed that way, they all fled except for the master. When the monk slayer arrived, he saw the master alone, and in an outrage said, "Don't you know who I am? I can run my sword across your belly without blinking an eye." And the master responded, "Do you not know who I am? I can have your sword run across my belly without blinking an eye." This is the place where it's no longer a revolution, but an evolution. And for the skeptics who are still having a hard time believing in these universal truths, I want you to consider this. The real skeptics, the ones who question deeply, who keep peeling back the layers, who dare to ask, and come face to face with spiritual and woo-woo ideas, those are the ones who eventually find the truth, the source of all things, gaining the ears to hear. But then there are the others, the ones who claim to be skeptics. They scoff, they judge, and they call names. yet they never actually question deeply. They are not skeptical at all. They are the devil in sheep's clothing. A mind pretending to question, but only circling the same shallow beliefs over and over, never willing to face the terror of what's beyond them. The real skeptic is the seeker of truth, the one who is truly interested in what enlightened beings have to say, questioning every aspect of dogma, idea, and illusion. This level of skepticism is what it takes to gain the ears to hear. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave any comments, topics, or questions that you want me to talk about. Till next time, peace! Do you ever feel lost, confused about who you are, why you're here, and what your true purpose is? Do you feel disconnected, lacking the purpose, direction, or energy to do what you truly want in life? I know that feeling well because I lived it, but through that confusion, I discovered something powerful. The deeper meaning you're searching for is already within you. The problem is, most people are never taught how to access it. That's why I'm dedicating my life to help others reconnect with their true self, to understand what life is really about, break free from limitations, and master their energy. My name is Ellis-Hernandez, and my journey began with a powerful awakening after a long period of depression and disconnection. Since then, I spent years diving deep into spirituality, science, philosophy, and energetic mastery. Through practices like meditation, yoga, qigong, holistic health, and a lot more, I've learned how to activate my energy, live in effortless flow, and follow my true passion. Now, I help others do the same. I work with people who are ready to break through, align their soul's purpose, and step into the most vibrant, awakened version of themselves. If that's you, I offer personalized one-on-one coaching to guide and accelerate your transformation. I also offer online courses designed to unlock your potential. And I have a YouTube channel filled with powerful insights to guide your journey. You don't have to stay stuck, and you don't have to keep searching. The path is already unfolding. Are you ready to step into the life you are meant to live and master your own energy? Click below to begin the journey today.